Vietnamese boat people continue to flee. Refugee boats continue to sink. The boat people continue to die. Since no official nor international solution has been proposed to help the boat people on the high seas, only non-profit organizations such as Maritime du Monde have succeeded in preparing different assistance missions. The expedition of May 1985 is the fourth organized by Maritime du Monde. It took 2 years to obtain 520 French and European visas. Visas are the foremost condition of the whole mission. Chartered by Maritime du Monde, the Jean Charcot oceanographic ship and the Victor Schellcher, sent by the French National Marine, have both been sent on the sailing lanes of the boat people.
The starting point on the Vietnamese coast is not specifically known, since they have to build their boats undercover. But we know from other boat people their sailing zone, as well as the points they are trying to reach. The boat people leave Vietnam, sailing towards Malaysia or the Philippines. Our aim is to cover the sailing zones of the boat people in that vast sea.
Il faut trouver d'un pêcheur ou bien d'un boat people. 42-64.
Vous regardez là si vous voyez quelque chose.
Dr. Din Tuan and the Jean Charcot's crew search the sea with binoculars and radar. They approach everything and come close enough to determine if it's a floating drum, a fisherman, or boat people.
Tu viens légèrement à gauche, tu le conserves juste légèrement à bâbord. Machine au minimum. Hein. Bon, tu continues à remplir, tu viens légèrement sur la droite. Hein.
Légèrement sur la droite.
Tu viens de 15 degrés sur la droite.
15 degrés sur la droite.
Bon, reste comme ça pour le moment là. Hein.
Il faut ici.
Reste comme ça pour le moment. Hein.
Comme ça.
Ça y est, là-bas, je commence à se...
Ils sont d'accord pour payer le patron quand même.
Oui, non, mais ça, ça se passe... Ouais. Bon, ça y est, tout le monde commence à sortir. Là, c'est un petit peu. C'est bon. On stoppe la machine, on descend du calot maintenant. Va en arrière.
The refugees are jammed together under coarse canvas that they cannot even move. The width of such boats are less than 3 meters, and the smallest wave lapping against it could turn it upside down. There were 45 in this one, 18 children. They left 3 days ago from the Mekong Delta. In order to rescue them before their physical condition deteriorated, both the Jean Charcot and the Victor Schellcher have patrolled a zone near the Vietnamese coast in the international water zone, within a few sailing days from the departure beaches. However, for those people of river and paddy fields, their first meeting with the high sea is terrifying. They arrive traumatized and dull from the distress of what they went through during and after their travel.
The main problem confronting children and old people is lack of water, which causes dehydration. Their sailing time is supposed to last 8 to 10 days. If they go beyond 10 days, then the problems start to begin.
During the travel that takes them to the neighboring countries of the China Sea, where the camps of the United Nations High Commission of Refugees are, the boat people would cross the maritime sailing lane between Hong Kong and Singapore along the Vietnamese coast. Exhausted by their nights and days on the sea, the fugitives, most of the time out of gas, food, or water, would send distress signals to the merchant ships passing by. Some of them would respond to those signals by rescuing those unfortunate people. French and American, among others, have agreed to go out of their way to lose time and money to rescue the boat people. Since 1979, they have rescued some thousands of people. But there are others, and they are numerous, that have seen the distress of men, women, and children, and still have gone by and have condemned those people to certain death. What is left for the solidarity of the people of the sea when the international maritime law is so openly broken?
The boat people have no identity. They are considered traitors to their country, and the Vietnamese Communist government will no longer recognize them, and they cannot be considered refugees until they have entered a refugee camp. Consequently, they do not hold any legal status when they are at sea, where they are considered fugitives, and the only right to which they can claim is the international maritime law. But unfortunately, this law is often violated.
Alo, chúng tôi là tàu Pháp, đi vớt người vượt biên. Chúng tôi là tàu Pháp đi vớt người vượt biên. Vas-y, continue. Mais il y a les doucement. On s'approche doucement, allez. Thuyền trưởng đâu? Thuyền trưởng. Từ từ giữ ghe lại chậm lại. Rồi theo chúng tôi đi tới tàu chúng kia.